What's up, everybody? My name is Steven Ducuba, and I am a wedding and branding photographer based in the Netherlands. If you are here, thank you for being here. It's been a while since last week. I totally skipped my weekly Facebook Live. So if you're here, thank you for being here. Every week, I come up live on my Facebook page and I talk about wedding photography topics, also branding photography, something that I have been doing recently, and I love it. I love connecting with you. I love to getting to know you better, and for you to get to know me better too. I started doing Facebook Live like 2 years ago, and I also started doing Instagram Live this year, like 3 weeks ago, and the reason why I do this is because I want to share more of the behind the scenes of my business. I feel as a photographer, everything is professional when I share it. I take photo with a professional camera, I edit on Lightroom or Photoshop, and then I plan my content and I post it online. It's too professional. It's not really the real live everyday life of Steven. So I feel like, you know what, I'm gonna show up live on my social media channels and try to just connect with you. So if you are here, let me know in the comments, or at least like the this video, so do I know that you are here, and I want to shout you out. So my goal is to help a bride that is planning her wedding, and I want to help her with the wedding planning process. So that is the ultimate goal of this weekly live session. I host different topics. I talk about how to plan your, for example, something that is happening really recently in the wedding, in the whole wedding world, is that a lot of couples are getting engaged this time. So December was a really a month of a lot of engagement in Christmas and New Year's, and right now in 2 weeks we have Valentine's. So right now, so my goal is to help these couples how to plan your engagement session. If you're going to do engagement photos, how are you? I love planning with the groom on the actual proposal. Those are really the best photo shoots ever. It makes me nervous because I feel like I'm also proposing with the groom. You know, like we're both proposing. But I like the whole planning process because I see how excited and nervous and anxious when they reach out. Okay, I want to propose to my wife. I want to propose to my fiance, and it's awesome to plan it. I recently had a proposal in Amsterdam that was like 2 weeks ago, and it was amazing. We went to in Amsterdam Canals. We went to one of the bridges that we've planned in events, and the whole idea was that the couple, that I was a tourist, I would pretend that I was taking photos all around, and then they will reach out to me to take a pictures of them. And then I already know, like I already give the sign to the groom, yeah, we're good, I have you guys positioned well. And then he went on one knee and asked Brittany, actually her name was, to get married, and she said yes. So these are the things that I like to do, and one of the things that I also like to share with you are tips for your wedding day. And today is no different. Today I'm going to talk about 4 tips on looking your best on your wedding photos, because I know that wedding photography is not something that you do every day. You're right. It like standing in front of a professional camera is for a lot of my couples something that they do for the first time. It's something completely unfamiliar, and I know how important these photos are for you. So I am here to help you to look your best on your wedding photos. You are going to invest a lot of money in your photographer and also in your album, which I hope you do, because these are your first family heirloom. So I know how important it is for you, and today I want to help you look your best on your wedding photos. And I wanted to leave this tip for the last tip, but I'm going to start with this one, which is trust your photographer. Your wedding photographer, if you are investing in a professional wedding photographer, this photographer knows exactly where to be, what pictures are the most important ones, and exactly what time to be where and what to do in order to get these photos. So as a professional wedding photographer, I started doing destination weddings in Aruba back when I was living in Aruba. For the ones who do not know me, I am Steven Ducuba and I am from Aruba. So that's why I'm referring every time to Aruba. I do not know why I said my name again. I just had to say I'm from Aruba, but there goes that. Oh yeah, because a lot of people. Oh yeah, that was a brain fart. The Cuba, which is in Spanish, can also mean from Cuba, and I also get a lot of discussion. Are you actually from Cuba? No, I'm from Aruba. So going back to working as a destination wedding and a destination wedding photographer in Aruba, I I know exactly what type of photos have to be taken during the day. Like at the beginning of the getting ready session, I always start with the details. Those Pinterest photos that you see with the wedding invitation, with flowers, with the wedding rings, and all of those beautiful photos. Those are photos that has to be planned strategic in advance, and also has to be planned with you, because of course I need all the details to take these photos. So these that's why I this is my first step. Your photographer knows exactly what pictures are the most important ones and when he or she has to take them. So let's start with that. Let's start with an open mind. Let's trust our photographer, and then we can continue with tip number 2, which is plan an engagement session. So what is an engagement session? I started this Facebook Live talking about proposal and also about engagement. An engagement session is basically a couple photo shoot. So a bride or a groom, or bride and a bride, groom and a groom, take some time and just books a session to take some professional photos of the two of them. So for example, it could be the proposal itself, like the groom asking the bride to get married. Or it could also be, for example, just a photos of the two of them. They already got engaged and just want to take photos in the park or at some special place, where maybe a place where they met, or this is the first time they're visiting, let's say for example Amsterdam, and they want to take pictures there. These are the this is what an engagement session is. So basically you go this type of session usually takes between 45 minutes to one hour, 1.5 hour, depending how fun you're having. And the benefits of having an engagement session is that you get familiar with your photographer. How is the style of your photographer? How does your photographer direct you when you are in front of the camera? Like I also said this, like for most of the people, for most of the couples, standing or posing in front of a professional camera is something really unfamiliar. So having an engagement session in advance, planning this 2 3 or 1 year, 2 3 months or 1 year in advance before your wedding will be it will helpful if you want to get more familiar with your photographer. You can also use these photos. Let's say, for example, if you're creating a wedding website for your guests. A lot of couples love to create a wedding website where they put the description of the whole timeline, like the whole timeline of the wedding, but also fun stuff like how they did to meet. Like for example, this happens a lot for destination weddings. Because most of the time the two families that are away, they do not know each other well. So, or they not know the bride's family do not know really the groom. So it's always fun to share the love story. How did they meet? Story about the proposals, and these photos can be used on your website. I also seen a lot of people using these photos as on their save the date that you send to your wedding guests. Also a really nice way to use your photos. Or I've also seen a couple using these photos as decoration on their wedding day. So, for example, you can have it next to your suite table, or at the entrance of your wedding, by the champagne, or you can use your photos in different ways on your wedding as well. It's always fun, and let's be serious. Let's be honest. It's always fun to have extra photos. So plan an engagement session with your photographer, and yeah, this will really helpful. Now, tip number 3. This is not a photographer's tip. This is a friend's tip. This is just relax. You are getting married. I know how stressful it could feel planning a wedding. I know how overwhelming it could feel. Like even though like you're imagining this beautiful and perfect wedding day, and maybe you have a wedding planner and coordinator, they are doing all of that, but it could be stressful. It could be sometimes too much for you. So this is a tip from a friend. Relax, have fun. I recently, I'm going tomorrow. One wedding of mine is going to be published online, and one of the things that I do is I send questions to my brides to get some insight of how the wedding went, what was their experience, so I can share these stories as well. And this bride said that one of the questions was, what are one of the tips that you would give to other brides when planning their wedding? And she said that the groom told her that we are going to plan this wedding, but with one rule. And that rule was, we have to have fun when planning the wedding. This is something big for us, so we have to have fun. This is perfect. This is like the best tip that any bride can give other brides. Have fun. You're planning the biggest day of your life. So my tip to you as well is have fun as you plan your wedding. Have fun as you are choosing your photographer, as you're choosing your wedding planner, as you're choosing your colors and your themes and to save the date. Don't get stressed. Relax. You are getting married. Remember the whole truth, the whole meaning, the whole reason of this whole event. And lastly, I want to give one tip. So tip number 3 was a tip of a friend, and tip number 4 is a tip was a photographer, which is ignore the camera. That's it. That's it. Here I am as a wedding photographer telling you to ignore the camera. That is exactly my tip, my best tip to you. Do not care about the camera. Don't think about your photographer. He's not there. Just enjoy your wedding. I always tell my couples that if I want to have them to pose in a certain way or to do some certain things, of course I will tell them. But I don't want you to feel like I'm a paparazzi on your wedding day. I want you to feel like I'm a friend having fun with you on your wedding day, and I happen to have a professional camera, and I happen to be on your wedding day taking beautiful photos of you. That's what I want you to feel. That we are friends, that we are both celebrating this day. And my advice to you is to ignore the camera. Look at your fiance. Look at your fiance, and maybe what I like to do is, for example, give them things to do. So, for example, I can tell you like whisper something beautiful or something funny in her ear, or holding hands. Some things that gives you some movement, so it still feels like you are not posing, but you're just having fun. My best tip is this: ignore the camera. And honestly, I want to give you an example of my favorite picture. This is one of my favorite pictures of a wedding in 2019. And look, they're not even looking at a camera. They are, of course, I told them to hold that pose, but it still feels natural. But because the bride and groom are looking at each other, they are having dinner, they give cheers to one another, and it feels amazing, right? Do you like that picture? Let me know if you like the picture by liking this video. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know if these tips are helpful for you. So I'm gonna go through the 4 tips right now, which was, let me go really quick. Tip number one was to trust your photographer. He knows exactly what he's doing. And also plan an engagement session. This engagement session will help you get familiar in front of a professional camera. Relax, you are getting married. Treat yourself some spa day or a massage weeks or months before your wedding day. Have some fun. And lastly, ignore the camera. Friends, literally if you follow these 4 tips, I guarantee you will look happy, you will look authentic, you will look amazing in front of on your wedding photos, and that is exactly what I want for you. So what I also want to invite you is I've created a complete guide on planning your wedding photography timeline. I know how difficult it is to put all the things together. Where should I do this? Where should I do that? Am I doing a first look? When are we taking bride and groom photos? When are we taking family photos? Or maybe you're not doing the first look. Maybe you're doing the traditional way, the type of way that the way that the bride and groom, or the bride and bride, the groom look at each other the first time as they're walking down the aisle. Which type of way are you going to? There are 2 types of way to plan your guide, and I want to help you plan it. I've done it already for you, and you can get this guide at stevendecuba.com/free guide. This guide is the complete wedding photography guide for engaged couples. I help you planning your engagement session. I help you with some outfit tips. I give you checklists on your wedding details. I help you with the wedding timeline. I help you with the planning of your details and all of the good stuff. All right. Make sure you get it. There you go, stevendecuba.com/free guide, and it's yours for free. Literally, all you have to do is go to stevendecuba.com/free guide, enter your name, your email, and you are done. It will be in your mailbox. If it's not there, check your spam, and if it's not there, send me an email or DM. I will send it your way. Alright friends, that's all I have for you today. I thank you for taking the time to look at this video, and I really hope this was helpful. I am showing up every week on my social media to connect with you, to build this beautiful friendship that I would like to build with you, and I hope I could be the one that will photograph your wedding. If you want to get to know me more, shoot me a DM, leave me a comment, let me know who you are, what do you do. Let's connect. Let's get to know each other better. That's the whole point of my live stream. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next week. Ciao, ciao.